Should he beat Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas for the WBC strap, he wants to set up a super fight with Gervonta Tank Davis.
Yeah, man. So like again, all those fights, they're like prepared me for this moment.
I'm coming back because, like I said, boxing is always my passion and I miss boxing. I really love exercise and I really miss boxing.
Is Gervonta Davis versus Manny Pacquiao set for December 2025? Rumors are swirling about a possible mega fight between the undefeated Tank and the legendary Pac-Man. While nothing has been confirmed yet, the buzz is growing. Fast as fans speculate, is Pacquiao planning one final comeback against one of boxing's biggest stars?
One of the most explosive lightweights of our time, Gervonta Tank Davis, against one of the most feared and ferocious explosive lightweights in history, Manny Pacquiao. Both men are southpaws and use genius traps to get their opponents to drop their guard and set up hard punches that end the night. While Manny Pacquiao was more of a volume puncher, we all know Gervonta Tank Davis was a one-punch knockout artist. Manny Pacquiao also had to chop trees down because he went up in weight throughout his career. Gervonta now is still at what looks like is his natural weight, so he's still able to use that power. Both men used amazing angles. Both men also used amazing momentum punches, meaning they would wait to the last second and then step in and catch the opponent coming at them, and it'd be like a high-speed collision. Tank Davis was great at creating openings to land that one-punch eraser, while Pacquiao created openings in a different way. He would do it by throwing lots of punches and really throwing variations from head to body, but the result would be the same. Both men would stop or knock out their opponents. If prime Pacquiao fought prime Tank Davis at 135 or 140, who wins? Tell me in the comments.
Mario Barrios has expressed both respect and realism ahead of Manny Pacquiao's potential return bout. According to him, this is not just another match, it's a critical milestone in his career. Facing a fighter like Pacquiao, who has transcended generations, means carrying the burden of proving his worth on a global stage. Barrios acknowledges that preparing for someone like Gervonta Davis won't be easy for Manny. Davis shares similar physical dimensions with Pacquiao, but brings a dangerous blend of speed and knockout power. Barrios understands the steep path ahead for Manny, and in that awareness, he finds motivation to train at a championship level. The possibility of facing Davis in a future fight raises the stakes even higher.
I think I could take a lot from that fight, actually, man. Like the way Tank, the way he closes his distance, the way, he worked off his speed, similar size. I think Pacquiao might be a couple inches taller. But yeah, man. So like again, all those fights, they're like prepared me for this moment. I got me ready for this fight, and yeah, just going back, taking what I can, from those fights, as I always have, and then just work on everything.
Pacquiao has publicly stated that Gervonta Davis is exactly the kind of opponent he's interested in. Davis isn't just another name; he's the challenge Manny craves. However, Pacquiao isn't willing to compromise on key details. He's made it clear that any potential bout must take place at either 145 or 147 lbes, weights he's most comfortable with. This isn't a demand rooted in arrogance, it's a strategic move. Manny knows his physical limits at this stage of his career, and bringing Davis up to welterweight would help level the playing field. It's a calculated decision from a veteran who's not just looking to fight, but to win.
Any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If he wants, and if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe. It's not a problem for me, because I'm an experienced fighter, so.
Davis has responded with the kind of bravado you'd expect from a rising superstar. He's brushed off any concerns about facing Manny Pacquiao and declared himself ready, anytime, anywhere. Davis didn't hedge his words. He spoke with conviction, signaling that this isn't about chasing money or media hype. For him, it's a real challenge he's more than willing to take.
Just saying him and then fighting somebody like Pacquiao, it give me hope, for sure. It doesn't matter who I fight. It doesn't matter. As long as I put on a great performance whoever I fight, it doesn't matter. I don't believe that.
46. Manny Pacquiao is challenging both his critics and the biological clock. Most boxers his age have long retired or taken on non-combative roles in the sport. Pacquiao's decision to return raises obvious concerns: diminished reflexes, reduced endurance, and an increased risk of injury. Meanwhile, Davis is in his physical prime, creating a clear generational and athletic mismatch. Still, Pacquiao's depth of experience is unmatched. His mastery of timing, ring generalship, and strategy has carried him through wars against younger opponents before. But age remains the silent opponent, present in every second of every round.
I'm like a pro wrestler to an extent. You ain't gonna get the fights you want with this dude. You gonna get him fighting Mexicans and gimmick fights like this. Now, the sad part in all this is, in my opinion, is this fight is crazy enough to happen. It's going to make a lot of money. It's going to do good sales. But not only is it box office and big business, in my opinion, if promoted right, looking at this motherfucker's resume, this is probably his toughest fight, in my opinion. A 45-year-old Pacquiao will be the closest thing to a 50-50 fight Tank's been in. And that's sad. That's fucked up. But it's the absolute truth. This is the closest thing he's been into a 50-50 fight, a 45-year-old Pacquiao. Me personally, I don't know what Pac-Man has left in the tank for me to say that this is going to be competitive. It comes to age, speed, and reflexes are the first thing to go. Explosiveness are the first things to go. So off youth and explosiveness alone, Tank should be able to beat the old man. But the fact that this is even up for debate is sad, man. Like I said, stop looking at Tank as a star as a regular fighter. Look at him as an attraction. When he fights, expect to see the bitches come out. Expect your casual friends to hit you up, talking about parties.
Showtime's Al Dalt, a respected boxing analyst, recently highlighted the massive financial potential of a Gervonta Davis versus Manny Pacquiao fight. According to him, the bout could rival the biggest pay-per-view events in recent memory due to its unique generational clash. Pacquiao brings historic value and a massive international fan base, while Davis commands the attention of a younger, high-energy audience. The contrast between legacy and modern stardom sets the stage for an iconic showdown. Beyond the dollars, this matchup could re-energize interest in boxing, drawing in both nostalgic fans and new viewers alike.
I'm just gonna rub it in. Pause. I remember saying when Tank couldn't get a fight in, I was saying Shakur shouldn't have signed that deal with Matchroom if he wanted to fight Tank. Lomachenko, I said he ducked. But then when he couldn't find a fight, I said, hey, fight Manny Pacquiao. The reason why I said fight Manny Pacquiao at 144 was, number one, you can get the sensationalism and the crazy hype shit of a Jake Paul fight, right? It got the money grab on it. On top of that, though, he can prepare for 140 by fighting Manny at 144, get a training camp in at a heavier weight class. Then he could come down from 144 and fight Tio at 140. Everybody said that don't make sense, Biz. Tank fight Lamont Roach, take a knee, draw, grease in the eye.
Didn't blindly walk back into the ring. Before confirming his comeback, he floated names like Ryan Garcia, Conor McGregor, and Gervonta Davis, each offering different levels of appeal and financial upside. This wasn't fantasy matchmaking. It reflected calculated business sense and competitive ambition. Pacquiao was sending a clear message. His return isn't about easy wins or ceremonial appearances. He's only interested in headline-worthy fights. His team understands that modern boxing thrives on buzz, and dropping those names stirred exactly that.
So I'm not sure how true this is, but supposedly Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement. And these are the three names that he's interested in fighting. And now of these three names, which one do you think is the best matchup? Conor McGregor, that would just be a money grab. Everyone knows Manny Pacquiao's skill level is way above Conor's. Tank Davis? Nah, Manny Pacquiao would get knocked out by Tank Davis. I'm telling you right now, Tank would catch him, and Manny's going night-night. Now, Ryan Garcia is the fight that makes the most sense in my opinion. If you guys remember, this fight was heavily rumored at one time. And I think it might even been booked at one time, but it fell through at the last minute. And it makes the most sense to happen. Ryan Garcia is the big name currently in boxing. Style-wise, they match up perfectly. And it's a fight that could go either way. If Ryan Garcia wins, he adds a big name like Manny Pacquiao on his resume. And I know he's coming out of retirement, but still, that's Manny Pacquiao. And if Manny Pacquiao wins, he adds to his legacy and inserts himself right back in the title run. So again, these are just rumors, and I don't know if Manny Pacquiao's really out of retirement. But if he is, the fight that makes the most sense is Ryan Garcia.
Whispers within the boxing community suggest that negotiations for Pacquiao versus Davis are progressing beyond surface-level interest. Sources say both camps are seriously evaluating the logistics. However, Everything hinges on how Pacquiao performs against Barrios. If he wins convincingly and avoids injury, the door opens for Davis. For now, there's cautious optimism, but no official announcements. Still, the fact that credible insiders are acknowledging these discussions adds real weight to the possibility.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserver.
I'm just gonna rub it in. Pause. I remember saying when Tank couldn't get a fight in, I was saying Shakur shouldn't have signed that deal with Matchroom if he wanted to fight Tank. Lomachenko, I said he ducked. But then when he couldn't find a fight, I said, hey, fight Manny Pacquiao. The reason why I said fight Manny Pacquiao at 144 was, number one, you can get the sensationalism and the crazy hype shit of a Jake Paul fight, right? It got the money grab on it. On top of that, though, he can prepare for 140 by fighting Manny at 144, get a training camp in at a heavier weight class. Then he could come down from 144 and fight Tio at 140. Everybody said that don't make sense, Biz. Tank fight Lamont Roach.
That's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more exclusive boxing news and updates.